Hi guys, welcome to today's video. It's another cat face cake. So this is my version number 3 of the cat face cake. This one's very similar to the ginger cat that I did a few weeks ago on here. I just did a few different variations and I recorded them all. So I've started with a 10-inch cake and I've got a couple of layers. In fact, I've actually got 3 layers of cake with a bit of buttercream in between. And I've got a cake card that's the same size, so a 10-inch cake card, and it's a very thin cake card so I can cut it out easily. And first of all, I'm going to draw roughly on the underside of it the shape that I want my cat's face to be. So we're going very cartoony, not realistic. I'm not very good at going realistic, so it's less rounded now. But it's going to help me when I'm cutting out the shape of the cake itself. Now, I'm also icing a board for this one. I realised I didn't show you me icing the board. I think my board's about 14 inches, maybe even a little bit bigger actually on this one. And I've just covered it in green fondant. And then I'm just using my lettering set. It's the Sweet Stamps lettering one. I've got the vanilla one here. They do them in all different styles. And of course, you don't have to have lettering. I'm just pushing it into the fondant, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint it with edible dust that's mixed with some dipping solution. So it creates a paint, it'll go in there, and then it'll just dry up. I'm not very neat at this bit though, guys. There we go. It ain't easy being perfect. Perfect. I don't know how you say it, so it sounds like a cat purring. Okay, so I'm going to cut out the cake now using the cake card as a bit of a template. And I'm going to curve off the edges and I'm going to cut out some marks where I want my eyes to go. And guys, if you're thinking, oh, you're going to struggle doing a template for this, just do a screen grab of my finished cake and then print it out to the size you want. And you can use the image of my finished cake as the template if you want. So we've curved around sort of the cheeks. I've added an extra little bit, so using some of the cut-offs for the nose. Usually I eat most of the cut-off, guys, but you can keep them for cake pops or adding on to make extra bits like what I have done here. Like really, if I'd put it on a bigger board, I could have given it a bit of a body and used the cake offcuts for the body. So I'm covering the whole thing in buttercream. As you can see, and those of you that watch me regularly will know I'm pretty rubbish with buttercream. I'm going to give it a rough smooth off with a flexible smoother, and then I'll put it in the fridge for a little bit. So we're going for a grey cat on this one. Now I've got some white and darker grey that I tried to mix together. Now I tried to mix the fondant together not too well so that it would be a little bit marbled. And my intention was that instead of painting it, it could just have a marbled effect for the cat. But I think I mixed it too much. So the marbling doesn't look great on it. It's not strong enough that you can see it. So we're going to paint it all up at the end anyway. So I'm covering the whole cake in this, using my balling tool to kind of push it in those eye areas. And I'm just pushing down on the outside edge with my hands, making sure it's pushed into the very bottom edges. Now, you can see it's resting on a bigger cake board here. This is just for me to rest it on at the moment. It's not going to stay on this cake board. So I'm going to push into the nose with my Dresden tool, creating like a bit of a triangle, a bit of a dip. So I'm just doing what I did in the other video as well. So if you've seen that one, you will have probably seen me do pretty much the same stuff in the previous cat video. I've got a few different cat videos now on my YouTube channel. Using the big balling tool either side of the mouth to just make it look a bit happier. I think maybe it's going to be a girl, this one. I'm not sure. Now, as well as being on this big cake drum that you can see in the background, it's also stuck on the cake card that I cut out that's the same shape as the face. So it does have that little cake card underneath it. I don't think I actually showed you in the video me sticking it to it, but it does have that thin cake card underneath so that I can lift it off this easily and put it onto the green board that I was putting lettering in on earlier. So eyes, the eye sockets are just pushed in with a large balling tool, and then I'm changing the shape so that instead of them being rounded, they're a little bit sort of pointy at each bottom corner. So they're like arch shapes. So just cut off any extra from around the outside of the face. Keep all your offcuts because we're going to use those for the ears. I probably will use it for the body, but I maybe will use cake in the body. I'm not sure, we'll see. Put lines in. Anywhere that you want the hair to be longer, you can go for like a fairly deep, fairly long line. I'm just using my Dresden tool for this. Shorter lines anywhere that you want the hair to look shorter. And if you're not sure what direction to draw the hairlines in, obviously you can look at what I'm doing, but you can Google a picture of a cat's face. I know mine's not realistic, but I still was going off realistic cakes, realistic cats even, just to see what direction their fur grows in. Because it looks a bit weird if you did it all in one direction. So it is an important part. And you want to do this as quickly as you can. I know I've sped mine up. I don't think it took me longer than maybe 20 minutes to put the hairlines in. I know it's still quite a long time of putting the hairlines in. But if you spend too long, your fondant's going to start drying up a little bit. And when you put those lines in, it's going to start cracking if you're not careful. You don't have to put the lines in. If you prefer not to, that's absolutely fine. So once that's done, I'm going to transfer it onto my other cake board. Now, if you don't want to at this stage, you can leave it on the other board for a while longer. You can paint it on the other board before you move it onto this one. But I just wanted to get it moved over. So a small triangle of pink fondant. And we're pushing that in that little indentation that I made earlier. And you can play around with shaping it a little bit more if you want. I've put a line up the middle and then we're going to put 2 nostrils in, one each side. And then let's fill those eye holes. So I just want a ball of white fondant and I want to try and shape it as close as I can to the shape, that kind of arched shape that I made for the eye socket earlier. This is a pale grey. And it looks white on my board, doesn't it? But it's actually just a pale grey bit of fondant. It's actually some of the leftover paste from the face itself. I've rolled it nice and thin and I've cut out 2 circles. They're almost the same size as the eye, just a little bit smaller. And because I want it to look like it's looking inwards and down, I'm going to have it so it overlaps over the cheeks a bit, and then I'll cut off the bit that goes over the white of the eye, that goes over the edge of it, I should say. And then you want a smaller circle in black. It's a little bit bog-eyed, this one, but that's fine. And then what I'm going to do is just going to change the colour up a little bit of that pale grey. So I'm using an edible pen. Please don't use a normal foot pen. It should be an edible one. Guys, I'll put links below to all the things that I've used in this video so that you can see exactly what I've used. Apologies that I keep putting my scruffy bit of hair in shot as well. So I've used the pen, and then what I've done is just gone over it lightly with a damp brush to kind of blend the colour a bit. A black pen now for around the nose. Again, it's edible. And just while I remember, let's add a dot of white into each eye. So it's got a bit more sparkle in its eyes. So I'm just using now some of that leftover fondant for the body. Now I could have done it in cake, so I could have put a bit of cake under here. I got lazy and just did it in fondant. So you're probably not going to eat a big chunk of fondant like this. So cake would have been more ideal. But like I say, I got a bit lazy at this point. And I'm just trying to make it match with the rest of the head by putting the hairlines in. I think you can go fairly long with the chest hair on this one. Let's add a couple of little indentations in around the nose, mouth area. I don't know what these are actually called. If you guys know what these things are called on an actual cat, you can tell me. And then maybe a pearl necklace on this one. So I've just rolled a few balls of white fondant and we're just going to push them around. Now, if you've got like the white sprinkles, you can get like sprinkles that are quite large balls that have got like chocolate in the middle. They would probably work quite well for this. But I just had fondant to hand, so that's what I used. I'm going to make a bow. So let's make the tails of the bow. So just roll out some pink. We're going to cut those pieces there. Stick them in the middle. And then I'm going to roll out 2 balls. So they're a little bit longer. And then we're going to push like the pen or something a bit rounded into them. Fold them in half. And then we're going to put those both in place on there like so. And then we just want a little ball or oval for the middle bit. Just make sure it's pressed down firmly. You can attach it with water or edible glue as well, guys, if it doesn't feel like it's sticking. And I think I want it to have like its little collar or bell. Cats have bells, don't they? I was going to say name tag, but it will be a bell. So I'm going to put a couple of like little links of black fondant. I'm going to paint them gold in a minute as well. Let's do a ball for the bell. Just pushing my paintbrush handle in just so we get a little hole. And then a line going up to that hole so it looks like the gap in the bell. I don't know what it's called in a bell. And then let's just put a little bit of black around the edge of the eyes. I'm going to stick this one down with a bit of water just to stop it falling off. And then I've got a long strip of black. It's a little bit thinner at one end, thicker at the other. I'm going to put that around the edge of the eyes. And I've cut it so it's just a little bit long to go around the eye. But I'm flicking it up at the outer edge so it looks more like eyelashes. And you can snip into it. So just make sure you're using scissors that have only really been used for food if you're going to use your scissors. And you can snip as many eyelashes in as you want. I think I'm not going to do too many. Maybe 3. Yeah, 3's enough for me. So for the ears, I'm going to roll out again a bit of my leftover grey. It's kind of an oval shape. I didn't plan it on being that shape, but I don't think it needs changing too much. So we're just going to cut it so we get 2 pieces. And they're going to go against the ear. Now, because the fondant's very soft, you can then squeeze it around to get it to the exact shape you want once it's in place. So you can see on the left here that I've squeezed it around, so it's a little bit pointier at the top end. And that's what I'm doing now on the one on the right. You can put some hairlines in if you want. The fondant was a bit soft for me on this one, so I left it without too many lines in the ears. But I'm using a pink edible powder for the inside of the ears. Again, I'll put links below the video to everything that I've used. Let's put some deeper lines actually in that middle bit. Now you can leave it at this stage if you're happy with it, or if you want to add a bit more colour and shading, you can paint it like what I'm going to do. So I've got edible powders and I've got black here. I've also got some white and grey as well. Now I've diluted it with dipping solution. You can use clear alcohol or you can use lemon essence. Water doesn't work as well with the powders. It just makes it a bit sort of lumpy rather than a nice thin paint texture. If you go nice and thin, it will give you a slightly transparent paint. And it will go into the lines that you've made for the hairs, which is what I want it to do. And then if you want it to sit thicker on the surface, you just mix more powder and it will just make it a bit thicker. So where I'm putting the white bits on, I've got it slightly thicker so it's not dripping into those lines that I've made. Let's put some white on the chest. And I might even put a little bit of white in the ears and on the edge of the ears there. And you can spend a little while painting it to get it a bit neater than what I have done. At this stage, we're not going to be pressing into the fondant or trying to change the fondant. So it's all on the surface. So it doesn't matter now if your fondant has dried a little bit. When I say spend a while, I mean like, you could spend like an hour or so on the painting. I don't mean do it over several days because your cake might start to go a little bit stale inside. I'm going to thicken it up slightly, put a bit more black in there, anywhere that I want to do any stripes. And again, you can do whatever patterning you want on the cat. I've also got some of the grey as well. Let's put some stripes on down near the bottom of the neck and the top of the body. Now I did keep having to look at images for where stripes do go on cats, and then I realised they're different on every single cat. So have a little look and see where you want them to go. I'm now going to use an edible, this is kind of a gold colour, a bronzy gold. Again, just mixed with the dipping solution, just to paint the bell. And then let's put some other little highlights in. I'm going to use my white pen for this. So you could use your fondant, you could use the white powder mixed with dipping solution, but I'm going to use my edible white pen. I think maybe I'm going to move where that white dot goes. Yeah, I'm going to move it to that side so they're both on the right hand side there. I did put hearts in, I didn't like them, so I just wiped them back off with a bit of water. Now for whiskers, I'm just using some noodles. So thin rice noodles, just pushing them into the cake. If your fondant's a bit firm, just push a hole in with like a cocktail stick and then push the noodles into it. They're not quite the right colour, so we're going to paint them up. I did find the longer I made them, the more they were snapping, so don't go too long with those whiskers. So it's the vermicelli, I don't know if I say that right, noodles. I'm just going to use my white powder with the dipping solution and we're going to paint onto those. Be really careful when you're painting them. I did have a few that snapped, and also be careful that you don't splash the paint onto the cat itself underneath. And then I'm just darkening up the base of each one. There we go. There she is, all finished. So that's my third cat face cake. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the other ones. If you do enjoy the videos, please do give them a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see each time I add a new tutorial. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment below. You can see more of my tutorials by clicking on the images on screen now. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button to stay up to date with my future tutorials. There are also links in the description box below where you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and more.